Surprise! Hello guys, it's Didi here, and today I'm gonna give you a tour of my cupboard. Let's get started, join me. This is our cupboard where we keep all our snacks. I know you call it sometimes pantry, but pantry seems to be a much bigger cupboard than the one that we have here in London. So let me show you, come. So here on my upper shelf I have all the teas that we consume. We don't really drink that much tea anymore, but we'll have infusion usually. This is nettle and peppermint, again nettle, and we'll have free mint teas and some other teas that we buy just for guests and for some variety, but we don't really use them that much. And we have black tea just for some of our guests who really like black tea. So that's it here on the upper shelf. Next to the tea, we have usually our canned sardines, and this is a food that Mika loves. Sometimes when we cook vegetarian food or even like vegan food and we don't have protein, we just give him in the evening sardines, and sardines are super healthy. I wanted to check whether actually they would be that healthy if they're from a can, because in my childhood canned food did not have a great reputation, so I did not give him sardines for a pretty long time. But then I couldn't find anything. I know that some people were worried about the BPA in the canned food. These are the sardines that we buy. A little bit interesting information about the sardines. They're coming from the island in Italy called Sardinia. Beautiful fish to eat fresh as well. It's very perishable. You cannot really find it that fresh. So it's a very good option to buy it like that. Full of healthy benefits, very rich in omega-3, rich in vitamin D as well. So this is what we usually have in our cupboard. And then we have our Maudon sea salt. It's beautiful salt, it's very tasty. This is cacao powder. I cook now with cacao powder when I do some baking, for example, sweet potato, brownies, or recently I do my favorite choco balls, we call them, choco balls. I'm gonna show you a recipe, I really wanna do that as well. So this is the cacao powder. Cacao is super nutritious, full of antioxidants. This is another snack I found recently. It's super tasty. It's so tasty, guys. It's just 100% peach, just the fruit. It's very tasty, but it's expensive. I got it on sale. We don't buy that often because I think this pack is like something like £2. Here we have polenta. I did a video about how we cook polenta. If you want to do that, my sister actually cooked it for us. Just jump on my channel somewhere, or maybe we'll link it, and you can see what we do with this. It's beautiful. And here we have dried fruits. These are figs. We don't eat them like that, but we make something called banana bread. It's based on the recipe of my friend Mimi, so I'm gonna link it somewhere below. So watch the video. The only difference between how Mimi cooks it is that she adds salt. It's called banana bread, whereas instead of salt, I add all sorts of dried fruits. So I add figs, I add prunes, dates, and it becomes sort of a nicey fruity cake for us, so I love it that way. And this is quinoa. This is the quinoa which we cook usually. We make quinoa balls at least once a week, and then we just make quinoa with avocado, or we add it to salads, or sometimes we have quinoa with yogurt and with kefir in the mornings. So that's it, my upper shelf. Okay, so now we're moving to the middle one. So these are organic chestnut crisp bread. And the content of that is literally just rice flour, chestnut, and a little bit of sea salt. We love them. Unfortunately, Mika likes them too, so when he has one, he wants to, and second and third one. And I'm not really keen on feeding him only these, but every now and then we'll have it, especially when we have guests, because we don't eat bread, and our guests sometimes are like, okay, we want something instead of bread. So these are the chestnuts. Oh, my favorite snack. This brand showed up on the market maybe about 3-4 years ago, and I'm in love with this one. It's dates, almonds, cashew, and maca, nips, and chia. That's it, and it's raw dessert, super tasty. Mika loves it. He doesn't eat this one, but he eats this one every now and then. He calls it chocolate because he doesn't know what is a chocolate. And every time he would say, I want the green chocolate from the shop. I try not to buy it often, but of course his daddy does not listen, and especially in the weekends when we go to Whole Foods, he would say, okay, you're gonna have your green chocolate. But at least it's a healthy version, lots of dates and lots of nuts. Then here we have all sorts of butter. We use a lot of almond butter for the pancake I do, the banana crepe, and also sometimes cashew butter, whatever we prefer. This is honey. which somebody who was visiting and staying with us for a while purchased. Usually we don't use honey from chestnuts, but that's what they left. And this is raw coconut oil. I really suggest you to try it and even eat 1 spoon of it if you can. When Mika was a baby, when he was 6 months old, I started him on solids and then I started him on coconut oil as well. So give him a really little small spoon of coconut oil every day. I don't do it anymore because he doesn't like the taste anymore, but you can use it for cooking. And these are the corn crackers that we buy, Root Health. This is something alongside that one that we buy when we have guests usually, or for us sometimes with a bit of butter on the top when we crave something like bread. And the content of this is 99% and 5 corn and sea salt. That's it. Back with flour. I purchased this recently because I started baking with sweet potato, with different stuff. I try to perfect the carrot cake. I really want to find a good recipe of carrot cake, so I try different things, and that's the reason I purchased it. I didn't cook much with it, but this is the only flour that we have at home. Maple syrup. As you can see, we don't use it that much, but if we use it, that's the brand. Sometimes we pour it on the banana pancake if the bananas are not that sweet, but that's probably the only use for the maple syrup for us. Here we keep all our sort of dried fruits and snacks. This is the dates that I buy, and these are medjool dates. I wanted to know how high or low is the glycemic index of the dates. Some sources would say it's a very low glycemic index, between 45 and 55. Some other articles would say it's pretty high, it's about 100 and 105. I don't know, I need to do more research, but nobody argues about the health benefits of dates. Again, my only concern with dates is that they're very sweet. If we tend to overeat that, we are putting lots of pressure on our liver because they are high in fructose. And Mika loves them. The thing is, if he wants one, he doesn't end up with one. He's like me, he would have another and another and another. And I try to limit him. He knows that they're here and he'll say, I want the dates, but I try to give him not more than like one a day, or sometimes I can give him more, but that's really it. We have lots of dates usually at home because I'm gonna make choco balls these days. These are the coconut flakes that we use for the choco balls and for some other cakes and for the banana bread, so we always have one of these. This is another snack we always have at home, the dried mango. It's literally just mango and nothing else. Be careful if you want to buy snacks like that, because often the manufacturer would put some preservatives and some stuff that you don't want. This is literally the dried mango and nothing else. And these are quinoa flakes, which I don't know why we both. I wanted to cook something with them. Usually we use the quinoa and cook it, we don't use the flakes. But if you use flakes, my sister does a lot, you can use it in the breakfast with yogurt, with some fruits and just some honey maybe, and that's a good breakfast for kids. And now we move to the rice. I don't even know whether I should show you this, guys. This is the rice that I cook with usually. By the way, wild rice, it's not a rice. We call it rice because we cook it in a similar way and because it looks like rice. But wild rice, it's from completely different family. It's grass, it's not even a grain as people would thought. And it's much richer in nutrients, and I love this brand. The thing is, it disappeared for quite some time and I literally found it recently, and because it was out of stock for probably about 2 months, we started buying other rice, and that's why we ended up having lots of rice here at home now. I'm gonna show you. We have this wild red rice, and then here we have different varieties that we try to experiment. So this is the risotto rice, this is another rice that we purchased, and again in this small box I'll have some lentils. We don't really cook lentils that much, that's why we have this for quite a long time and it's still here. And then we have again some salt, and this is chili, which we never use, so I don't even know why it's here. So this is what we've got. Another thing, we overuse this. We do lots of baking with ground almonds, and we make sure we have at least 2-3 packs of those things. And this is coconut flour. I use it for baking when I do my baking. This shelf is for our spices, our herbs, and also for the things that we use most often. So here we use that every day. It's not what is written here, this is just the box. But what we make is a mix of sunflower seeds, I don't know whether you can see, guys, sunflower seeds, then pumpkin seeds and chia seeds. And every day when we have salads, because we eat salads every day, we pour that on the top of the salad. And when I cook broccoli as well, when I steam them, add that to the broccoli, and it gives a very nice taste. These are sesame seeds. We use them for the kale chips. You can see the recipe in my channel. Beautiful, beautiful for that. We don't use it for anything else. Soda, we cook with that. Goji berries. If you watched my videos about what Mika eats in a day, you'll see he's obsessed with goji berries. This is the reason why we have one type of goji berry, second type of goji berry, and third type of goji berry. That's because I was away for 2 weeks, and when I'm away for 2 weeks, you know, strange things happen at home. People buy stuff that, you know, I have one brand, I choose it and I stick to it, but now we have a variety. Another goji berries, 4 types of goji berries. This is a really nice snack. I don't buy that often, but sometimes I buy it because I crave sweets, and if I don't want to eat chocolate for a specific reason, I would eat that. So literally this is a strawberry. I don't know whether they add something else in it. No, that's it. And it's a small pack, so it's not that bad, even if you eat it all. Aha! This is a flour for tortilla. I don't use it, but my husband cooks with this when he wants to fry fish or when he wants to do some sort of a fried food and he needs something which is the alternative of the flour, and this is what he uses. I never used it. Here we have halva. Halva is something which I grew up with, but not in such a healthy version. And I used to eat that a lot about 2 years ago because the content, again, there is nothing bad in it. It's just the sesame seeds and then honey and pistachios. And I used to eat a lot of those before, and then I stopped. About 2 years ago I said, okay, that's it, you know, I can have 2 of these every day. So I stopped for about 2 years, and about a month ago I started again, and it's beautiful. It's super sweet because of the honey, 50% is honey, but it's really tasty. My cacao nibs, we pour this on the top of our bakings. Whenever we bake something, we just pour this on the top. It's 100% cacao, nothing else. And in this jar we have turmeric, yeah, which we use for cooking. Another snack. And now in my box, in this box we have the things that we put in our smoothies. The thing is, we don't do smoothies anymore. Sometimes I get inspired and motivated and I start blending every morning and I do smoothies and I add omega-3 and I add spirulina and I add maca powder, and then this lasts for about 10 days and I'm back to not doing any smoothies. But if we do, these are the things that we use. And when my mom is around, she's good at consuming those. This is the almond flour. We transfer it when we open it up to this box. And these are chia seeds, which we use to make our mixture, or for cooking sometimes. And here on the right corner we have all the spices. We don't really use that many. We use black pepper, we use cinnamon sometimes. This is soda, which we use for cooking, another soda. And the only thing that I don't even know what's that, I purchased it but I don't use it, the ground nutmeg. It's something which I started cooking it recently when I test different recipes, and it's cool. This is again for baking. I'm trying to perfect, as I said, the carrot cake, so I'm using different stuff to try to make it great. Ground ginger and ground cumin again. I'm trying to find great recipes for chickpeas patties, and you know, one of the recipes had cumin, so I had to buy cumin, but as you can see, I haven't used it yet. And that's it. We have at the bottom, and we have some sort of pepper, red pepper. This is not the spicy one though. This is a so-called sweet red pepper, which I brought from Bulgaria. That's why I use just the jar. These are the Mediterranean wrap, and this is cayenne pepper. So these are more or less all the spices that we use. We have different, I don't know whether you can see, but different type of salt, because we like salt and we try to experiment. This one we got from Mallorca last year, Palma de Mallorca. They're pretty popular with the salt that they produce, and they claim that it has much better quality and more nutrients. So we got it in different tastes. So that's really it, and I can talk a lot about the health benefits of some of the things that we have here. It's important to create a good environment to support your food habits. Of course, if you have here lots of stuff that are not healthy, you feel drawn to them, especially late in the evening. But if your cupboard is full of healthy snacks, these are literally the things that we eat. We hardly experiment with anything new, sometimes with some snacks, but we eat these foods on a daily basis, on a regular basis, and we never have enough of them. So I'm going to link below for those of you who want to educate themselves more about the nutrients and health benefits of some products. I'm just gonna find some resources and link them below for you guys, because if I spend time to talk about healthy benefits and nutrients, this video is gonna be very long and I don't want to waste your time. So that's it, my friends. I hope you find this video useful, and if so, please give me a thumb up, share with your friends, jump on my webpage and join my newsletter, and leave me a comment below. I love reading your comments. See you next Tuesday. Bye!